Welcome to Edge Unscripted On the Floor Legal Week 2026 edition. In this special edition, we're bringing you live, candid conversations straight from the show floor at Legal Week 2026, described as the leading conference for the legal technology industry, where the legal world comes to talk technology, innovation, and what's next for legal practice. You'll hear what's catching attention in New York this year, how firms and legal departments are actually thinking about AI and automation, and the real-world challenges and opportunities leaders see around data, workflow, and the business of law. Let's go off script.
Hi everybody, Amy Juers here from Edge Unscripted. We're here at Legalweek and I'm with Brian Monahan, legal IT consultant. How are you, Brian?
I'm very good, how are you?
Good. All right, so we have to be honest.
Okay, let's do it.
This is take two.
Yes.
Because we tried doing take one and it was move-in day and, well, I forgot the microphone. Okay, yeah, that's, oh, now we're really being honest. I forgot the microphones, but we did try. We attempted to record, and now today I think it's going to be perfect. What do you think?
I think so, yeah. Round two.
Round two, it's going to be perfect. All right, so we're here at Legal Week, and we're more than halfway through. What are you finding? You've probably talked to a lot of people about All Covered, and what are you finding is really resonating with people when you talk about the company and its differentiation?
Yeah, I mean, at All Covered we do a lot of different things, but I'd say a lot of our conversations are based around cybersecurity. It's just a big topic in the legal world. I think a recent stat I saw, 27% of law firms had some form of a breach last year. It's a number that just kind of keeps growing and growing every single year. And so we like to talk to our clients about a layered approach, tell them that there's no one product or one silver bullet that's going to keep them safe. And that's a major topic, but I'd say we're still having conversations around the cloud and SaaS. The legal industry kind of fell behind some of the other industries as far as the full migration to the cloud. And so that's still a very relevant topic. And a lot around AI, obviously. Everybody is doing AI out here, but definitely automation as well. So we do a lot of work with Microsoft Intune, kind of pushing out applications, pushing out security patches, and even new laptops at the push of a button.
So the legal industry is definitely a different animal, right? Like, you guys have been in the legal space a long time. There has to be little nuancy things that you are so familiar with that really, in a way, it sets you apart from other companies just because you know about those nuances. So can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're a bigger MSP, so we do a lot of things that maybe some of the other ones don't, right? We have our own penetration testing company. When it comes to AI, I mean, AI can be a big differentiator as well, right? I like to say there's, kind of two versions of MSPs out there, the ones that kind of dove into AI head first and the ones that kind of fell behind a little bit. And, if you haven't kind of jumped in head first, you're going to fall more and more behind. It's one thing that's apparent, as you can see out here on the floor, AI is here to stay. It's going to grow faster and faster and faster. And so we're doing a lot of cool things around that. We can do Microsoft Copilot for our clients. We can train them up on that. We can kind of secure the data that has access to.
Cool.
We work with NetDocuments and iManage, which you'll see out there. They have a lot of AI feature sets that we're able to implement for our clients. And I think the big takeaway is that, AI is definitely here to stay, and firms want to benefit from that power, but they want to make sure they're doing it in a very secure way.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are you hearing your clients when they're coming to you and looking for solutions? Like, what are you hearing a lot from them?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely a lot around cybersecurity, definitely a lot around help desk services. We have more people entering the booth here. Feel free, please.
What are they?
They're coasters. Yeah.
Funny.
Thank you. They're very popular, though.
We should have kept the original recording.
I know.
This is beyond bloopers. We have a very popular booth.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So law firms are definitely a unique, animal when it comes to how they operate, what they require, everything along those lines. And so your company obviously focuses in legal, and you understand those nuances. And so talk a little bit about that, like your clients and those nuances and how you guys just know and understand it. Second nature.
Yeah, so I mean, law firms are unique in a sense where they're not like any other industry. You're not going to have a lot of lawyers waiting around for long answer times, long resolution times. We kind of built a help desk, we call it the lawyer's help desk, and it's built around servicing law firms, right? They want those fast answer times, they want fast resolution, they want first call resolution. So we're averaging somewhere around 80% first call resolution. We're able to provide the metrics to our clients. They can see how we're performing at all times. So we work with a lot of visibility, transparency. And we just kind of are at the trade shows. We have our finger on the pulse of the market, understanding what platforms are getting popular, why they're more popular, and we're able to kind of provide a good roadmap of where they might want to be in 5 years. And we work with them to kind of build out where they want to be.
Yeah, and you have some pretty big integrations, right? Or big partners that you work with?
We do. We have a lot of partners here. I mean, some of the bigger ones are definitely the iManage, the Net Documents. Litera is a big one.
Yeah.
But as I walk through the floor here, I see a lot of them out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and so like when clients come to you, or potential clients come to you, what are they saying? What are they needing? What are they wanting?
I would say when law firms come to us, I mean, we're able to talk about so many different topics. As you can see, we do a lot of different things, right? Managed IT is our bread and butter, so we lead with that lawyer's help desk, but we manage the servers, the network, everything really. And then security services is the second biggest thing. If we're not keeping you safe, you're not going to stay with us, right? And so that's super important.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. Especially in today's world.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how many phishing emails I get. Okay,
Yes.
so thank you for all that hard work, because it just brings peace of mind, I would assume, to your clients.
Yes.
And so when you think about like a year from now, and you think about the evolution, and the words that kind of come to my mind is like trust and credibility. What are you guys doing on that front, and how do you feel about that?
I mean, trust and credibility are probably the most important thing. I mean, if you don't trust, or if you don't think a vendor is credible, why would you want to partner with them? Why would you want to, expose them to your IT environment, right? And so we take it very seriously. Some of the things that we do is we build out our trust on visibility, accountability, transparency, right?
Yes.
We're able to get eyes and ears on every metric of how we're performing at all times. We have customer success teams checking in with our clients, making sure they're happy at all times. We're able to dial things in the way that they want them.
Sure.
And we're also a member of these organizations, right? Legalweek is a big one, ILTA, ALA.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned, the legal community is a tight-knit community, and if you're doing the right things, it's going to spread, and if you're doing the wrong things, it's going to spread as well.
Yeah, we want to make sure you're on the right path here, and so therefore you're taking care of your clients, and then good word spreads. It totally does.
Yes.
ILTA, their whole tagline is peer-to-peer, right? Like they talk to each other, and word does spread. So. All right, so one last question, Brian, is like, here we are. It's one of the biggest shows of the year. What are you seeing as success coming out of Legalweek?
I mean, a lot of great friendships, relationships, a lot of business opportunities. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm seeing a lot of my friends out here.
Yeah.
Just a great community, a great show. We're definitely creating opportunities, and we're excited for next year.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
You guys, it sounds like you're on the right, path.
They're already signing us up back there, so.
Hey, we made it. I need to high five you.
We did it.
Because, this was...
We had a lot of
Take
interruptions,
two.
people coming to the booth and interrupting us.
I know, it was... So
and it's all
anyways,
about these floppy disks.
I know.
Everybody loves these.
Now I got to check them out, because it definitely was stopping people in their tracks.
You should take a few of them, I think.
I will,
Yes.
I will. Okay, well, Brian, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a good rest of your show.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay. Hi everybody, Amy Juers with Edge Unscripted. I'm here with Brian Corbin of Quizlex, Vice President. How are you today?
Doing great, thank you, Amy.
Yeah, welcome to Edge Unscripted. We are in the hallway at Legalweek. So you've been coming to Legalweek for quite a while, right?
A long time, yep.
We're not going to say how many years.
It's okay.
Nobody needs to know that.
Long enough.
Fountain of Youth has hit us,
Right.
obviously. All right, so tell me, in terms of what you guys are promoting at the show, let us hear all about it.
Sure, so for Quizlex, it's our advisory business that has gotten a lot of traction since last year when we launched it. Quizlex Advisory is helping primarily leaders of legal organizations, GCs, CLOs, legal COOs, kind of rethink their operating model when it comes to what the legal profession is facing now, which is obviously the wave of AI and all the governance and risk that comes with that, but also the opportunity that it gives legal departments to modernize and to get better and to keep up with their businesses, frankly. So that's where we've been spending a lot of our time lately, working with legal leadership to reimagine their business models, to take a more native AI approach, or AI native approach, to the design of their legal departments. And that all starts with business process. It doesn't start with the tech, it doesn't even start with people necessarily. It's how the organization itself runs and how they overlap with the business. And that's what we've been busy with lately, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, the firms and the corporate legal, operating as a business is so important to think holistically like that nowadays.
Correct.
And so hats off to you guys for taking on that challenge and helping your clients. So are there some major trends that you're seeing in the marketplace right now? And can you talk a little bit about those?
Sure, and generative AI is the obvious one. That's mostly what we're hearing at Legal Week this year and for the last few legal weeks. Geopolitics, another big one. This creates a lot of uncertainty, volatility that affects everything from litigation to contract management and the way that organizations negotiate with each other and deal with everything that's happening in the world. So that affects certainly, I think, everybody's business at the moment.
Yeah.
But generative AI, again, it's rearranging business structures, and for us, it's helping our clients. But again, because we are not strictly a technology provider, we provide consulting and services, helping to rethink the business process itself, and certainly the labor models around those business processes, so that the right tasks rest with the right people, regardless of where they are in that legal workflow.
Sure, absolutely. So when you think about all of those things, like what opportunities do you see out there in the marketplace for you, for your company, for your clients too?
Sure, I think for our clients, it's the opportunity to get a competitive advantage by managing these risks that are rising right now. It's the organizations that invest the time and effort now into getting ahead of this, again, with their business models, with their structures, with their risk governance. As the technology changes so quickly, putting that framework in place now is the time to do this. Because the tech is changing so quickly, it's having that kind of, that bedrock, that foundation in place already with their compliance teams, with their businesses, certainly with their IT teams, and of course the legal teams, so that they're ready for these monumental changes that we're seeing happening every 2 to 3 months, not every 2 to 3 years anymore.
Yeah, rapidly changing. So if you had a crystal ball and you're doing what you're doing and you're affecting your clients, how you're affecting them, like where do you see the industry at a year from now?
I don't take the doomsday approach that I think a lot of what we're hearing.
I'm glad, otherwise we'd be cut.
Yeah, I think what we see, at least, our small little sample set, we are seeing just as much work as ever on the managed services front as well as the advisory front. I think Gen AI, and again, this is the talk of the town this week, of course, but it is giving lawyers and the legal ecosystem around lawyers an Iron Man suit. It's an old metaphor, but it's just, this is another tool in the toolbox.
You wanted to wear that to this interview, didn't you?
I know, I didn't, But it's this is yet another tool in the toolbox. We had the same fears 15 years ago when TAR really kind of made its mark, and we didn't see fundamental business models change as a result of that. It made our people better.
Sure.
So the way we view this, my crystal ball, is that in a year's time, it's going to be kind of, for us at least, our same people doing the same work with better tools to make that work faster, more efficient, more accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. I truly believe that. I really do. So thank you for that insight. All right, Brian. So what do you want to get? What do you want to be your biggest takeaway at Legal Week? What do you want to achieve here this week?
I'm achieving my steps every day to and from the job at Center. No, but it's been great being here. It's been a pleasant surprise here at Javits, and I think we all really like the venue. We weren't sure what to make of this after so many years at the Hilton.
Yes.
But it's been really nice, and it helps that we have San Diego weather for some reason during Legal Week, when we usually ruin a pair of shoes on an annual basis.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
I agree. It's a much better venue. I agree. So, all right, Brian. Well, thank you for your time today. Really appreciate it, and sharing all the great news and great things that Quizlex is doing. And we hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Amy Juers from Edge Unscripted, and here I am with David, the CEO and co-founder of Ultimatum, and we are just here at Legal Week and enjoying the environment. So how many times have you been to Legal Week and exhibited and sponsored?
Yeah, so this is our fourth time at Legal Week. The first time was in 2023 when we launched our product, and that was the time when we brought the DeLorean time machine to the show. So that was a big hit.
Okay. I remember that.
Yeah, that was us.
That's so cool. I remember it very, very well. And that's where they had food and everything, so you could just sit there and eat your lunch and just check it out.
Right.
And
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty fun. All right,
Yep.
so since then, you guys have been very busy and
Yes.
up to a lot of development and everything. And in today's world, there's this thing called AI, as I'm sure you're aware of.
Yeah.
So how do you see your company like setting itself apart from all of the others when it comes to differentiation and AI and talking about this with your clients or potential clients?
Sure. So one thing that is completely unique to us is we have created a self-learning system. It actually takes in the user's story. It's very story-based. Takes in the user's story, gains an understanding of that, and explores the data on its own to really assist the users at getting the information they really need. Another big distinctive between us and other products that are out there is we're AI native from the ground up.
Nice.
Whereas a lot of the legacy platforms they're sprinkling AI on top, or they're adding a chat bot and saying they have AI, which is really not the same level of information that we can get.
Interesting. So when you tell clients or potential clients this news or this information, how are they reacting? Like what are they thinking?
They love it. When they see it, they absolutely love it. So whether it's in-house counsel or lawyers at the firm, when they see what they can accomplish with Ultimatum OS, they're just thrilled. I mean, we just had a interesting little story just 2 days ago.
Oh, bring it.
So one of our salespeople was meeting with 3 individuals at a golf course before they played golf. He pulled it out. He's like, hey, let me show you this platform. And after about 10 minutes, the one said, can we just not play golf and just look at this? So
wait a minute.
That's the kind of reaction we're getting.
Are they a real golfer? Because
Yeah. They're down in Atlanta, which is golf country.
So that's really special and profound, right?
Yeah.
Did they actually play though? Did they get out on the course?
They eventually got out on the course. Yes. So,
well, that's good. I love playing golf, so anytime I can get out there, and don't ask me what my score is.
Okay.
No
handicap.
No. I mean, I'm out there for fun, not for competition. So, anyways, all right. That's pretty cool, and to have that kind of response, I mean, that's powerful. So congrats to you on that.
Yeah, there's so much noise out there with AI right now. There's so much hype and so much noise, but we really strive to develop a system that delivers results.
Right.
Because just having AI doesn't necessarily get you the results you need.
Yeah.
And it's really, results is what it's all about. I mean, I was a lawyer for 30 years.
Yeah.
I always wanted the best possible result for my client.
Yeah.
I want the same thing for our customers at Ultimatum.
Yeah. So when did you decide to switch over from practicing law to actually helping?
That started a number of years ago. My co-founder was my client.
Oh, okay.
So I represented him in a case. We commiserated during his case over how bad software for lawyers was, and decided to go out there and do something better. So I practiced law for 30 years. I've been focused on Ultimatum for the last 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all your success, because I have seen your name in Brenda, and we're in marketing and PR, so we understand, the importance of the power of story. Yes. And so when you think about like the next year and how the industry is acting and behaving, like what are you envisioning, like in terms of how you guys fit into the marketplace and where you're headed?
So we're building toward a end-to-end platform that's useful throughout an entire litigation matter, for example.
Wow. Yeah.
It's very useful, like from the early case assessment all the way up to trial.
Okay.
And covering that whole life cycle. Including the review and production part of e-discovery that comes up during a case.
Yes.
We have our autonomous review, which really streamlines that process and takes away the biggest pain point that we're hearing about, which is prompt engineering and trying to iterate to get the prompts to direct the system to do what you want it to do. We have automated that, and it self-optimizes. So all that pain point is taken care of.
I mean, that I think in my head, like that's one of the biggest fears. If you're not a fear, but a challenge, right? Like if you're a practicing attorney or you're an e-discovery professional and you're working in these systems, you want to make sure you're getting the best results out of the data that you're going after. And so having the system basically do that on its own and seeing the results, it's got to be very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, there's a human in the loop, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But the
Yes,
lawyers,
and very important.
yeah, the lawyers or the legal professionals work from what they're comfortable with,
Yeah,
like a review protocol. They're used to writing that. They're not used to writing prompts.
right.
So we let them work where they've already developed their expertise,
Yeah,
and the system takes care of the
yeah,
rest.
yeah. I'm so blown away by just how it's self-learning,
Mhm.
which I think is definitely, you guys are ahead of the curve in
Yeah.
that regard.
Nobody
Next
else.
level. No.
Nobody
right?
else at this show is doing that. I guarantee you that.
Okay.
I
Well, that's
guarantee you
exciting.
that.
I need to come and see a demo. What
Yes.
booth are you guys at?
504.
504.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. We have a couple days left. So
Yeah.
if you haven't gotten down there, go and see it. Check it. It sounds really intriguing. So
Mhm.
hats off to you.
Thank
So what
you.
do you, out of all of what's happening this week, what are you hoping to get out of Legal Week? What would be a success in your mind?
Success is making connections.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's all about people and it's all about
Yeah.
relationships. So
Yeah.
building those, increasing or building the relationships we have and forming new ones. And we've met so many great people already
I
that
know.
I didn't meet before. So, and that's really the best part about Legal Week is the people.
It's hard to get through the hallways sometimes, you know,
Mhm.
and you know something. So what do you think of the new venue? And then I think that'll wrap up our interview. So do you love it? I mean, I think it's
I
pretty-
like the exhibit hall much better because it's
yeah.
all one place and
Yeah.
there's like a higher energy there.
Yeah.
The rest of it, it's very different. I mean, everybody was used to
is.
being more in Midtown,
Right.
and so everybody had their little places, you know,
yeah.
the after-hour places.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of an adjustment period there.
Right.
But for those of us who are exhibiting in the hall, this exhibit hall is definitely
It's
better.
beautiful. It really is.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job. So.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you, David. Appreciate
You're
your time
welcome.
today.
My pleasure.
All the success to you.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Okay. Hi everybody, Amy Juers with Edge Unscripted, and I'm here at Legalweek with Brad Kolosinski, partner and control risks, doing a lot of amazing things nowadays. We'll get to that in a minute, but first of all, how are you liking Legalweek this year?
It's been great. We're at a new place, new year, new energy, lots of new technology providers that are here. So we've been spending a lot of time looking at different options when it comes to AI and different types of analytics tools that we can use to help save our clients time and money.
Yeah, so what are you guys specifically promoting here at the conference?
So it wouldn't be Legal Week if I didn't mention AI,
Okay.
and certainly has been the overwhelmingly dominant topic. We are really, this notion of the human in the loop when it comes to the use of AI and the importance of supervised learning and ensuring quality and risk mitigation and understanding quality control and validation processes. And so for us, it's not just about a human in the loop, it's really the notion of an expert in the loop. And so I think clients are continuing to look to us as a technology partner, not just for pushing the buttons, but really guiding that workflow. And we're seeing a ton of uptake and adoption in investigations in particular. And so if you're running a fraud investigation in Mexico or in Dubai or in China, you really need a substantive expert who's going to help with crafting that prompt or really being your subject matter expert beyond just pushing the buttons in the technology, but really guiding where this should go. So you need to understand the substantive issues.
Yeah, so a few challenges you mentioned there. One is just the technology, but also just the global implications and challenges in that fashion too. So
Right.
You're tackling all of that.
Yeah, I think the dynamic between technology partners and law firms and corporate clients changes. I think no longer are they looking for someone who can kind of follow orders and follow a very prescriptive playbook that we've developed in e-discovery for the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And rather it moves to more, you need a consulting partner who's really going to be your expert in terms of understanding the substantive issues and being a real ally and a partner in that process, as opposed to someone that you are looking to for the best price or who can execute on a specific task specifically. It is much more consultative when you enter generative AI.
It sounds like a very intelligent approach to handling these problems, absolutely, and invaluable, really, is what I gather. So, all right, so what trends, you kind of hit on it a little bit, but are there any other trends that you're kind of seeing in the marketplace and kind of affecting your business or your clients' businesses right now?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I think is being impacted by the use of AI, I think there's a skills gap. And so I think it all phases, both in-house corporate legal departments, law firms, and technology service providers. I think upskilling professionals on the kind of new skills they're going to need to be successful in the future and today in terms of prompt development and understanding different types of risk mitigation workflows. And so I think we're going to see increasingly more need for kind of embedded, seconded employees to kind of go into in-house legal teams that are looking to build capability and bringing some elements of e-discovery or litigation support or investigations in-house. It's their data at the end of the day. Why wouldn't they try to manage it closer to the source? But I think there's talent gaps, and I think looking at the consulting firm and e-discovery vendor landscape is probably the first place to look to embed talent that can help accelerate adoption of new technology or new workflows.
Yeah. It sounds like there's just an opportunity. There's that opportunity, but maybe some other opportunities too, just for your clients and for your company as a whole. Can you kind of hit on maybe one or two of those, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly, I think maybe a word of caution, and there's some opportunity in here as well. I think there's a bit of an arms race taking place right now with AI. I think there's an element of trying to keep up with the Joneses. People are seeing other firms, other corporations touting the new AI tools that they're bringing in, and certainly there's a lot of opportunity when you're picking the right tech stack that makes sense for what you're trying to achieve. But I think, my word of caution is that I think because there's such an element to do this quickly, that organizations may end up with lots of kind of vertical point solutions that solve very specific problems, but perhaps don't talk to each other, don't have a similar back end, don't have the right privacy controls and constraints, and so you end up with a very fragmented technology stack. So I think the opportunity is really about trying to find kind of more comprehensive AI solutions and understanding what are we trying to solve for, what are we trying to improve, rather than just buying tech because it exists.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Very strategic. All right, so when you think about a year from now, where do you see the industry? What do you think it's going to be? When we sit here a year from now, what are we going to be talking about?
I think we're still going to be talking a lot about AI, but I think where we have been a year ago even was, should I be using AI? And I think we've already answered that question.
Yeah.
It's evident that many are already very successful in their adoption of it's how I should be responsibly using AI.
Yeah.
What types of considerations do I need to be putting around governance internally? We see lots of risks around shadow IT, shadow AI being implemented by employees at companies that have good intentions of using free versions of available generative AI platforms, but yet might not realize the risk exposure they're creating for their companies and their law firms. And so I think better governance is where this is all going to go.
Yeah.
More education around, again, upskilling talent to be able to leverage these tools, because who's going to do all of this work this is creating? I think there's this threat that AI is going to take jobs, and certainly I think there's an element of truth to that in certain pockets, but it's also going to create lots of new opportunities for people if they're positioned properly and getting the right education to then be the folks that are championing and implementing and onboarding these new solutions.
Yeah, and I think your company, it sounds like, is doing a lot to just try and help their clients navigate all of these things and help them get ahead too, and just stay in the game.
That's right. I think we'll be seeing, a year from now, we're going to see more panels that are about our e-discovery AI playbook, or how we've leveraged it, lots more case studies and more real world examples and lessons learned, and where folks went off the rails and kind of what they learned from that, and how to hopefully teach others to avoid those pitfalls in the future.
Yeah, all right, so last question, what's your goal for this week? What do you want to have your biggest takeaway be? The impact that you want to have happen here?
I think I'll go back to that notion of the expert in the loop, and I think it's because we are, clients are telling us that that's the difference. Like, they're expecting more from that relationship. I think historically, sometimes e-discovery project managers, whether rightfully or wrongfully, were kind of coined as order takers. And you always want project managers to be proactive consultants and problem solvers and proactively offering solutions.
Yeah.
And I think the dynamic and what is asked of a technology partner is changing because of generative AI. And if you don't have that subject matter expert who can really help guide an AI prompt based on They read the whistleblower complaint. They looked at the audit findings. They interviewed the CFO. They understand substantively what's going on in the investigation. There's no better person than help write that prompt.
Yeah.
An e-discovery vendor's project manager isn't going to be able to do that work unless they make additional hires or they evolve kind of their people and their talent plan. So I think what's being asked of technology partners is really changing, and I think for us, we've seen clients telling us that's been a great differentiator in how we're using AI in investigations.
Well, you're ahead of the curve. Good job. And I hope that you have a great week here, and thanks for sharing what you guys are up to. It's just been amazing, Brad. So thank you for your time today, and we'll see you on the show floor.
Sounds great. Thank you, Amy.
All right. Hi everybody, Amy Juers from Edge Marketing. We're doing an episode of Edge Unscripted, and I'm here with Neil. Hi Neil.
Hi, how you doing, Amy?
Good. Tell me, remind the audience what your title is and your role.
My name is Neil Cohen, and I'm Vice President of Marketing with Portal 26.
Excellent. All right. So today, we just have to start with, this is your first Legalweek.
So far, very impressed. I mean, the technology that is being leveraged in the legal profession is actually quite impressive. I met a couple of the vendors here, like Concilio, like Harvey, and the things that they're doing on the e-discovery side, building LLMs that are specific to law services are quite impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot of change happening in the market right now.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about AI, what is your role in this industry and integrating and just helping everybody kind of get ahead?
Well, one of the things that we've learned in talking to people here at the show is everybody's trying to dip their toe in the water of AI, and your audience is probably rolling their eyes right now, right?
Well,
because you hear it all the time. And it is the reality,
yeah.
But they're uncertain, they're unsure, there's risk involved, and so they're being cautious and they want to know how to do it. So they're testing here, they're testing there, with sometimes success. But the biggest challenges they have is, are they in compliance? Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are the tools they're using sanctioned tools that are going to do the things that they want them to do? So trust and credibility is really important. And I know that's something you want to talk about, but am I going to put a program together where I can believe in the outcomes, that I know that I'm getting the value out of AI that I signed up for?
Yeah, absolutely. Those guardrails, trust, credibility, really important words. And I think we're hearing them a lot around the conference this week too. So perfect. Go ahead.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
So think of Portal 26 as initially an MRI for all AI traffic inside the organization. So everything your users are doing or agents are doing, that's all signal, right?
Yeah.
That's demand signal for, I want to do this, right? That's also risk signal. Look, they're putting PII or certain information into the LLMs that they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Because we see everything, we can help you parse out what's risky and what you need to secure and get your arms around.
Yeah.
Or where's the innovation? What strategy should I have? What use cases should I be experimenting with? What agents should I be building?
Yeah.
So we help with that the defense, so you can feel comfortable with experimenting.
Yeah.
And the offense, so you're not wasting your money spending it on POCs and agents and things that might not work for you.
Right. So when you're talking to law firms, talking to corporate legal or IT professionals, like what are you hearing from them?
One of the biggest things that we're hearing is that they lack visibility into what everybody is actually doing on a day-to-day basis. They lack visibility. Are people using unsanctioned tools that they shouldn't be using or are risky? Or maybe there's innovation going on with unsanctioned tools. Are people using the tools we bought for them? How frequently are they using them? How are they using for them? Right now it's mostly anecdotal. They pull logs, they do a survey, these kind of things, but that's not very accurate. Or it's very top down. We're going to have everybody do this, right? Magic bullet theory. Right. So,
but if you aren't providing that as an entity, they're curious. They're going to go experiment, right? I mean, and you need guardrails around all of that.
Well, there's a lot out there, and I don't know how this applies to legal, but they've done research that shows 10 to 15% of proof of concept succeed at the enterprise level, at the firm level, right? But yet, 90% of employees are bringing AI to work and they're being productive with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've got this value realization gap
Yeah.
where people are doing things and they feel like individually they're being better, but the corporation can't measure it and it might not be sanctioned tools.
Yeah.
So they have no way of knowing if risky things are going on. They don't know who the risky users are and who they need to train.
Right.
Portal 26 can tell them all this.
Yeah, yeah. So I just really see this as a key differentiator, not only for your company, but just for the industry and your potential clients as a whole. So can we talk a little about that, the trust signals and differentiation?
Yeah, well, look, trust is everything because you want to believe in the outputs,
Yes.
right? And so if a legal organization, the tools they're using with AI, if they're going to sanction a tool,
Yeah.
they're sanctioning it because they trust it.
Right.
They want to make sure people are doing what they're doing within the guardrails.
Yeah.
That you don't have output for a case that came from a tool that's not approved or wasn't properly prompted,
Right.
right?
Right.
So you want to be able to stop those things from happening
Yeah.
ahead of time so you can trust all the outcomes.
You don't want to be a headline for reasons that you don't want to be a headline for in the news. And so having these guardrails in place
Yes.
will help you rest assured that
Right.
you're doing things within limits and also just that are sanctioned by the firm too. So
Well, and on the other side, breaches happen. So how do you track them down? How do you do the forensics? And because we store all the Gen AI traffic and agentic traffic in a defense-grade NIST fit data
Yeah.
vault that's encrypted,
yeah,
forensics can be done immediately.
Sure.
Right, so
Sure.
rapid forensics, you can find the problems, you can troubleshoot them, so you can be in compliance and you can do all the things that you need to do.
yeah. So this is, again, we're kind of going back to the beginning. This is your first Legal Week. So what are you really hoping to get out of the conference here this week?
Well, obviously, a company like us, we're looking for people who are trying to get their arms around generative AI and agentic AI for productivity
Yeah,
and help them manage that transition successfully
Yeah.
so they can get the visibility they need
yep,
to secure it, but also to create the value that they desire. So our goal is look, we want to build business.
yeah. Well,
That's
we
why
know,
we're here.
We know AI is valuable, but it needs to be done the right way, right?
Well,
So,
and people are cautious for the right reasons.
sure.
We allow them to move forward with confidence.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Neil. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Amy.
This
It's
has been
great. And thank you, gentle listeners, and
Yeah.
enjoy the day.
Okay. Hi everybody, Amy Juers with Edge Unscripted, and I'm here with Eric Crowley. He's Senior Vice President at Epic. Hi Eric.
Hey, nice to be with you.
Thanks for coming on the podcast. It's Edge Unscripted, so we can say whatever we want.
That's a little dangerous.
I'm just kidding, all right. So, Legal Week, I know I've been
Yeah.
coming a long time. Tell me your history with Legal Week.
At least over a decade have been coming here. It was Legal Tech.
Yes.
Now
it
it's
was
Legal
yes,
Week.
Yes.
Of course, over at the Hilton, now over at the beautiful Javits Center,
Yeah.
and look at all this light and beautiful
It's
weather.
Amazing. And we're in the hall, so people are going to go by and
That's
wave,
right.
and that's fine. We have a lot of friends here after being here many
Especially
years.
after a decade.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So tell me a little bit about what Epic is promoting at the conference this year.
We're focused a ton on our AI and software innovation. We, of course, have services and advisory and consulting work too. We're focused a lot on our AI and innovation. Really proud that on Monday night won an award for Best AI Innovation for e-discovery and litigation.
Yes.
So really stoked about that. So that was
Congrats.
cool. But we also had a couple press releases recently. One was about integration of our AI platform into Epic Discover. That's our end-to-end litigation platform. And then we also had a press release around the new use cases we can apply our Epic AI platform to, moving well beyond litigation into areas like
that's cool.
compliance
Yeah.
and M&A and all of the rest. We're really excited about where it's headed.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about growth and exciting, big news coming out. I mean, I've known Epic for quite a while, and that's really big news that you guys are branching out, even more so than ever before. So that's exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're now well over 200 AI engineers and experts and consultants. Our AI platform in just the first year We got up to 130 clients using the platform,
Wow.
which is just really rapid growth for us, so we couldn't be more excited.
Obviously, you've been seeing some trends in the market
Yeah.
because you're expanding your wings a bit.
Yeah.
So tell us about those trends that you actually are seeing in the market.
I think we're starting to see real solutions around AI. When I was here just a couple of years ago, every booth had an AI solution, but no one really knew what to do with it. What were the use cases? What's the practical application? So I'm starting to see that starting to come to life a little bit, which
Sure.
is nice to see.
Yeah.
And so people are starting to get a much better idea of how to apply it in their everyday
Yeah.
legal work.
Right. Yeah, that's important. It's definitely the trend for the future.
For sure.
If you're not using it and you haven't explored different tools that have, oh my goodness, you're way behind, way behind. And it's
100%.
also changing really rapidly too. So
For sure.
it's kind of comforting knowing that your software is backed by 200
Yeah.
AI programmers
Yeah.
and intelligence, and I don't think I've ever heard that before, so that's very exciting. So what do you see as like the biggest opportunity for you guys right now?
You know, there's a couple. One is even in sort of our core litigation solutions, it's moving beyond that sort of middle of the EDRM, but moving well beyond the EDRM to the entire litigation lifecycle.
Sure.
These AI and agentic solutions really enable us to move well beyond to the left and the right. So I'm really excited to see us do that, not only in our software and AI, but also in our services. We're seeing our services start to expand to those areas as well. So a lot of that is because of our AI platform that allows us to compete and differentiate and deliver high value outcomes.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, for us, just continuing to move to other use cases in corporate legal departments and law firms. So whether it's the aforementioned contracts or commercial or antitrust and compliance, we're really excited about seeing how far we can branch out.
Yeah, and like over the next year, the industry's heading in a certain direction. Tell me what you think about all of that. And you kind of hit on it there a little bit, but in the next year, what do you say would be the biggest change or the biggest impact happening?
Well, I'm sure a lot of people will say the impact on first level document review and discovery, that is going to continue to be impacted substantially.
Sure.
And so we're going to start to see that really evolve at a much more rapid pace than previous
Absolutely.
technologies and methodologies.
Yes.
So
Overnight, almost.
100%. So that's going to move really, really fast.
Yeah.
But it's going to impact everything else too. So this is going to move way quicker than people realize. And I think the other piece of this is we're starting to see more comfort with defensibility. We're starting to see regulators and the judiciary, and we're starting to see conversations between opposing parties start to focus a lot on the application of AI to their cases and their matters.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot of that over the course of the next year.
Yeah, I agree. And a word that's been coming up a lot, and we even have it in our marketing too, is when you're using AI, is that trust and reliability and the guardrails. Tell me about Epic and how you feel about that and where you think that's going.
Trust is it's the entire game when it comes to AI in many ways. Our clients trust us. They've worked with us for many years. If I look at the 130 clients that we've gained using Epic AI over the course of the past year, a lot of them are our most trusted, largest clients that want to see us innovate and want to be a part of that innovation, and they trust us to take care of them and to bring the right solutions to them. So some of that trust is based off of our relationship with our customers
Sure.
and in the market, but also from a technology standpoint, grounding answers in your data, protecting data, working in a secure environment. Being able to express all that, explain all that is vital. And the last piece is really being able to validate the answers that you're getting or the classification that you're seeing or the data that's being extracted. You need to be able to explain how that's getting generated so
Absolutely.
that you feel a lot more confident
Absolutely.
in leveraging those results.
It sounds so holistic. It's super exciting. So hats off to you guys for
Thank
all
you.
that you've done over the last year plus.
Thank you.
So, okay, last question. What do you really hope to get out of Legal Week this year? Like, what do you want to be your biggest takeaway or success?
Yeah, well, biggest thing I love to get out of Legal Week is to see all of my friends and colleagues and peers in the industry. It's like the best way and able to connect with one another in person, especially in a remote and virtual
You and your
world.
7,000 friends that are here?
Yes, that's right. The whole group.
Right.
But ultimately, just I want to get the word out around Epic
Yeah.
and its innovation and its software growth.
Yeah.
I think it probably would surprise people to see how much we've grown and evolved as an organization, so
Right.
it's really important to get that out.
Yeah.
And then I'm excited to see what everyone else is doing too.
Sure.
I think we're seeing a lot of good progress for those in the marketplace, whether law firms or legal departments or vendors too. So we're really excited to see what everyone else is doing, because that'll help push us to continue to innovate as well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today, and
Thank
good
you.
luck for the rest of the show, and keep doing great things. You guys are making some big waves in the market.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi everybody, Amy Juers here for Edge Unscripted, and I'm with Chris Nelson, CRO of Haiku.
Hey, Amy, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, so tell me, Legal Week, how many years, or maybe this is your first one?
Well, first year for us, actually. First year for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really great, and a lot of people.
I know.
A lot of people.
I know, and you didn't have the pleasure of being in the other old exhibit hall where the ceilings were like 8 feet high.
No, this is
And
very good.
No,
Good
this is
venue.
nice, light, airy, beautiful new venue. Very,
Yeah,
very,
great New York day.
Absolutely, yes. All right. So I do have some questions for you today. We really want to learn about your company, and like, just first of all, like what at a high level, like what you guys do.
Yeah, Haiku's modern day data protection company that we focus and specialize in native cloud and also SaaS data protection. There's been a long history of data protection, and it was a lot easier 20 years ago when all of the data protection responsibility was inside the four walls of a company.
Sure.
And really easy, but all of a sudden the data estate started to expand into native cloud. It started to expand into many, many SaaS organizations and companies that people are using to now run companies. And we are a modern day data protection platform to really kind of solve all those problems. So regardless of where the data is and what type of data it is and where it resides, we protect it anywhere.
Yeah, and it sees you have some really good strategic partnerships too in the industry. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Absolutely. I mean, we have over 100 native SaaS integrations today, and one of the most strategic is iManage. Speaking here, this week obviously extremely relevant around data matter and also legal matter, and we had a great, fabulous relationship with them, and we're the only company that natively that can back up iCloud.
Are you reading my mind?
I am.
Because I was just going to ask, what differentiates you guys from everybody else? There you go. So why don't you elaborate that on a little bit?
Yeah, being the only one to natively back up iManage, I think is unique in and of itself. There's been a long, standing kind of collaboration with them. But also, we have a unique, unfair differentiation when it comes to just the number of SaaS applications that we can protect. And when you kind of think about legal matter, if it's Office 365 or DocuSign or Box or, any of the other kind of SaaS applications that legal resources need to kind of focus in on.
Sure.
When it comes to legal matter, we can protect that. So
Sure.
if there's a full system outage or there's any type of disruption that may happen, we help kind of recover that.
Yeah. So what are you hearing like from your clients nowadays in that regard? Like, what are they telling you?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's very risk adverse, right? I mean, it's not only I need to make sure that attorneys are productive in billing hours, of course, and it is a business, but also at the same time, it's client data and intellectual property that needs to be protected. So, there's a lot at stake there, and a lot of the firms that we're speaking to, and even the corporate accounts that we're speaking to, it's risk mitigation, it's understanding where the IP is, and also data sovereignty has been a really significant, situation, and also kind of dilemma when it comes to like where is data residing with multinational. It's like, how is it being managed? What's the data governance around it? And all those types of things kind of come into play, and we can kind of help with all of that, which is making a pretty complex scenario a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, so you're kind of hedging your way into this next question, which is trust, reliability, credibility. So how do you see that? You kind of hit on like going into this next year, it's going to be even more important than ever.
For sure. Trust is it kind of in our space, right? I talked to one of our current customers last night, and I was asking them about their iManage kind of implementation, how that data protection and also kind of workflow is going. And his response was like, it just works. which is I think is a really good response, knowing that the data is secure, it's safe, you can recover it when you want, but it just works. And I think that that's what everybody's looking for. It's like a solution that just works, and I know when I need the data, I can get it back. So I think that that was really refreshing to hear, but also just another validation that the technology is great. The partnerships are great, the integration, the teams are great supporting it. And I think that, that trust has been earned. And, as time goes on, I think that more and more use cases will come up and more complexities with things like AI and other kind of scenarios and workflows that come up, but making it easy and also having trust and security at the forefront is extremely important.
Yeah, I think, as everything's moving to the cloud, you guys will be just more and more important to these firms. Corporate legal
Absolutely,
departments.
yeah.
All right, so what do you hope to be your biggest takeaway from Legal Week?
I think that, being our first time here, I think that we have a great momentum with the legal vertical in general around the world. I think solidifying our relationship with iManage is one. I think that people kind of realizing kind of this concept of shared responsibility model where, as the legal vertical continues to thrive with cloud and SaaS and AI, there's a lot more exposure. And I kind of talked about that whole data estate. It's us now being able to support a lot of these emerging technologies happening. And so I think their overall awareness of us kind of educating, but also here to say, hey, it's okay, we can kind of help protect, I think is a great takeaway. So we're meeting a lot of really interesting, fun new companies, and there's a lot of existing relationships here. So I think solidifying that and just, again, building on the trust is number one.
Yeah. Oh, and you also have a very beautiful booth, I must point out. Very gorgeous display. So
Thank you.
I hope you're getting a lot of traffic.
Absolutely.
You guys
It's great
find
new
this
brand.
rewarding.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, great talking with you.
Hi everybody, Amy Juers from Edge Marketing, Edge Unscripted here, and I'm with Paul Sperry, who's the founder and CEO of Avionics. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the podcast today. So here we are at the new venue for Legal Week. Tell me what you think about just the venue in general. Do you like it?
I like it better than last year's venue for sure. I think it's more open. For me, it's easier to get to. It seems like we got a good flow of participants coming in, so it's great. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree. It's just very airy. You don't feel like you're in a hamster wheel running up and down escalators and whatever else. Anyway, so big improvement.
Yep,
So
I agree.
yeah, so we're here at the conference, and I know that you guys are doing a lot of great things. And obviously you're deep into AI. So tell me a little bit about how you guys are navigating AI in today's world.
Sure. So we're probably the only one that's bringing AI to the forefront. Just kidding. So our AI strategy is really kind of twofold of how do we bring value to our clients through AI. And the first is getting them to understand how it can transform their law firm. There's so many areas, and a lot of people are just focused right now on research, document review, document automation, but it goes so far beyond that.
Yeah.
And those are the things we're trying to just really bring the knowledge and the education to them to make good, sound decisions. So as we like to say it is, we're their coach for getting them to adopt AI within their firm. So it's done right? There's so many different things that can go wrong, but we're also doing it for ourselves. So the other side to this is that, we need to be relevant, and we are using AI now to replace or automate a lot of the services that we provide to our clients, so that our help desk is not going to grow beyond what it is, but we could still take on more customers by automating that process. So we're using it for ourselves first and foremost, but also bringing it to our clients.
Yeah. So what when you are approached by a potential client, like what are some of the problems or the big problems that they're bringing to you? Like what's the top of their mind?
So that's an interesting question, because they really don't bring a problem, and we get into what I call the AI standoff. Okay. And the AI standoff is they come to us and say...
That doesn't sound good.
Well, it
standoff
is.
is not good.
Well, it's not until you get past it, right?
Okay,
so, but the standoff is we'll ask them, well, what do you want to do with AI? And they said, well, I don't know. What can AI do for us?
Yeah.
And AI could do so many different things that we could sit there and spend hours telling them all the things that it can do, and then letting them make a decision of what it can or can't do. So what we do is we have a structured methodology that takes them through the process to identify where AI can really help them.
Nice.
You know, so
Nice.
we put the policies together, we put framework in place, and then we help them identify the things where AI can be the most beneficial to the firm,
Sure.
and we start there. So that's the.
And you actually go in and implement as well? And
We will do the
like
implementation.
how far do you go? How
So
do you-
it depends, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many vendors here at the show that have AI embedded into their application. So obviously we're not replacing that.
Yeah.
If that's a good fit for them, then we help them bringing those solutions to their firm.
Sure.
But that is limited. We go beyond that by utilizing products like Copilot and building agents and really kind of integrating the whole AI solution for them, building an AI platform, as we like to say it, so that they can leverage all of their data and not just the public data that they're accessing when they're using like a ChatGPT or something
Sure.
like that. So-
Yeah. So, you know, it sounds like you're hearing a lot of common themes from the law firms, which you just kind of touched on, which is, you know, tell us what to do. And you're like, well, you know, let's talk through this a little bit step by step, almost like phase by phase of how they operate, right? Like looking at everything top to bottom.
Yeah, that's the approach that is, I think, the most effective.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep in mind, AI is evolving.
I know.
So if we go back and look at a year ago, what was AI being used for? What is it used for today? And if we want to go a year forward, you're going to go out there and say, well, why do we do that when it's doing so many other more beneficial things for
Yeah.
us? So we go and we just put them onto a roadmap for success, knowing that we don't know everything, knowing that it's going to continuously change, but making sure that they're benefiting along the way.
Okay, that's so smart, and I just can imagine how appreciative they are to have that sage advice and just that end-to-end, you know, looking at the workflow and making sure that they're doing all the right things at the right time. And as you said, it's evolving so fast. I would think it'd be really hard for law firms to keep up with everything start to finish, and therefore you guys are bringing to the table experiences that you've had among many law firms, right? Like, and what you learned, what's working well, and bringing that sage advice to the table for your clients.
That's true. And it's a completely different way of working. That's what people don't understand. They look at AI as if it's software. So if I'm going to buy a new practice management system, we're going to implement it, we're going to get trained on it, and we're going to be good to go and using it that way. AI goes so far beyond that, and they don't grasp that, and they think it's a simple thing, and they think that it's something that they can go out and just buy and plug in and it works. It's so far from what its potential offers to the firm, and that's what they don't get.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the missing piece, and that's what we try and help them with.
Yeah, and so, you know, that kind of brings my mind to like trust and credibility and working with someone like you and someone, you know, from your company. Tell me, how do you see those two things playing into the market over like the next year?
Well, for our existing clients, it's kind of easy. We've been working with many of them for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So we've had a very long-standing, trusted relationship, which is great. As you venture out and we start working with more new firms and building new relationships, it's like any relationship. It takes time to establish the trust.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is give us the opportunity to get some wins, some successes. Let us prove to you what we can do.
Yeah.
We did this with a particular firm, which I thought was really interesting, where we went in and they were frustrated with the cost of implementing new software for as an insurance defense firm for their billing process, because they have 9 billable billing clerks working at the firm today.
Oh, wow.
So we had said to them, we'll actually do the implementation for free, but we want a percentage of the amount of time that we save the billing clerks
Oh, interesting.
for what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're turning our model around to go out there and say, because, let us show you what we can do, so you
Yeah.
don't have to make the commitment, the investment. We'll go because we know that we will be successful at doing this. And this is kind of
That's
the
such
new
a
direction.
unique
it's in. So,
pitch.
yeah.
I love that.
So I think that's the way of the future with AI.
Yeah.
I think a lot of others are going to follow suit with that, is to go out there and say,
Well, we
pay
can't
us
tell
what this
them.
is.
We don't want-
That's okay. It's all good. We just do it better, so we don't have to worry about that.
You're
That's
like
all. So-
paving the path for
There you go.
everybody else.
Exactly.
Exactly. As
Pioneers.
always, probably,
Pioneers,
right?
yes.
All right. So, like one last question. What do you hope to get out of this conference? What do you think would be a big success for you?
Again, I'm going to go twofold with that. Is we're actually, building a lot of great relationships with the other vendors that are here who have some awesome products. My feeling is we're not going to recreate the wheel. We need to be aware of what's out there so we can bring solutions like that to our clients. So that's first and foremost something that I like to look at and try and build those strategic relationships. In addition, it's obviously meeting new prospective clients and building a rapport with them and just getting them to know that there's options out there. I think the best kept secret, as I like to say, because we don't do enough to get who we are out in front of prospective clients. So this is a great venue for us to do that and to meet new people and to start telling our story.
Just wait. When this podcast airs, your phone's going to be, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully it's not my phone. Hopefully somebody else's.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. You're an answer.
But I'd be happy about that.
Your AI probably answers the phone.
Not yet, but we'll get there. So.
All right. Well, Paul, you've been a delight. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Amy. It's great
All
to
the
meet
success to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
This has been Edge Unscripted on the Floor Legal Week 2026 edition. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Stay connected by leaving a comment and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.